Hey guys, Duchess Braids here and welcome back to my channel. So today we have my baby girl Emerson and we're gonna do, I wouldn't say quite simple, but a cute little braid style on her hair. This is a video that we shot during the summertime that I'm bringing to you guys today. So today I'm just gonna deep dive into her braid style, but mostly the products and her hair routine that I've been using to help grow her hair. But before we can dive into details about that, I do want to go ahead and talk about today's sponsor and just let you guys know what I've been using.
This video is sponsored by Acuity Scheduling, and listen, if you're juggling a business, content, and mom life all at the same time, this is the kind of tool that actually makes your life easier. Acuity Scheduling is a flexible scheduling software that handles your calendar, bookings, payments, client communication, all the behind the scenes stuff that takes up way too much brain space. With Acuity, I can create different appointment types like consults, content planning sessions, brand calls, and set different rules for each. Need a buffer time after one appointment? Done. Need a longer session on certain days? Easy. It's literally like building a schedule that fits my life instead of squeezing myself into a schedule that doesn't make sense. Acuity Scheduling integrates with all the tools that I already use: Google Calendar, Zoom, QuickBooks, all the important stuff. If someone books a call, Zoom automatically generates the link. My calendar updates on its own. All my appointments talk to each other so nothing gets overlapped or lost. It really took my business from organized chaos to just organized. And of course, the mobile app. Because if I'm being honest, half my business gets managed from my phone while I'm in the car or running errands. The Acuity Scheduling app lets me check appointments, respond to clients, block off time, approve bookings, everything right from my phone. So if you've been trying to streamline your business or just get your scheduling together, Acuity Scheduling is the tool. So click the link in my description and use code DuchessBraids20 to get 20% off your first Acuity Scheduling subscription.
So the style that I'm doing today is half braids in the front and then plaits in the back. And today I am not using any type of extension in her hair. I'm just going to use her natural hair. And so I went ahead and parted my middle part, of course, and then I'm going from ear to ear and just sectioning those parts out. And then I'm going to dive right into the back part and start braiding. Because I'm not using any extensions, of course, her hair is going to be finer. Her hair is really fine. So the parts in the back for the plaits have to be a little bit big. Now, if you have a daughter that has really thick hair, you can part your section smaller. But because I know once I start plaiting her hair, the plaits are going to be so fine that if I parted her sections any smaller than this, the braids would be so tiny. It would just be a nightmare to even take out. And so that's why I do her part so big. But you really have to judge based on your client, kids, or kids' hair that you're not adding extensions into based off how thick their hair is. And that's going to determine the size of your sections. And so her sections is this size because her hair is really fine. So once I get to braiding, it's so fine. But let's talk a little bit more while I braid this down. I'm doing triangular parts, and so there's no particular reason why I chose to do these type of parts. I just decided, all right, instead of box, let me do triangle. I coated her hair with the Pure Oat Neat Braids gel. That's what I use, and that's what I coated her hair with before I started braiding. And I'm just underhand braiding till I get to the ends, and I don't go all the way to the end. At the end, I like to coat her hair with some grease, and this is the Do Grow conditioning grease, and I put that at the end. I put that throughout the hair as well, but I put that at the end just to coat the hair at the ends. So anyways, let's dive into the products that I've used thus far to get to where I've gotten. And so I start out with washing her hair with a Carol's Daughters Goddess Strength conditioner and shampoo. I've been consistent with this conditioner and shampoo for a while now with them. And so I really just love not only how it smells, it's not overpowering, it has a really nice scent, but also just how it makes their hair feel and how easy it makes help her hair to detangle. And so I've been consistent with both my kids with the Carol daughters, 7 times greater or 15 times greater strength, goddess strength hair conditioning and shampoo. And then once I've washed her hair, while her hair is still wet, I like to mix the Carol's Daughters leave-in conditioner, the same Goddess Strength brand line, and I mix that with the Do Grow growth oil. So I like to put those two together in my palm, a nice amount of each. I mix them together and I lather her wet hair with that. And then I go into blow drying. I blow dry her hair on warm, not hot. And so I blow dry her hair with my Tymo air dryer. And I do it on not cool, but a very warm temperature. And once our hair is dry and blown out straight as I can get it, I like to go in with the Do Grow conditioning oil or grease, or it's something that they call it, right? But it's the Do Grow, the blue one with the blue writing on it. I use that one and I get a good amount on my hand and I just lather it into her hair. And that is pretty much like what I've been using. So if I want to say her hair is growing based off products, I would say those are the products that I've consistently used over the years to help her hair grow, right? And I know a lot of you guys like to think that I'm braiding her hair every week or every 2 weeks, or I have this consistent braiding schedule, but I honestly don't. Half the time her hair is in ponytail. And what I do every morning to spruce her hair up, I do have a spray bottle with water in it. And I pretty much spray a little bit of water on her hair once a week. I would say I will mix those two things together, which is the leave-in conditioner with the Do Grow growth oil. And I'll put those in her hair as well if she's just rocking a ponytail for the week. And I just continuously spray her hair with water. I don't know what it is. I just feel like it puts some moisture back in. And then when I go on top of it with some type of grease or some type of leave-in conditioner and oil, it locks all that moisture in. And to me, it helps her hair grow. And so that's my routine for hair growth, right? And as far as what I'm using to braid her hair, I am consistent with the Pure O Neat Braids gel. I love it down. It doesn't turn white. It doesn't make my hands slip when braiding. It just does a great, and it mixes well with the stuff that I put in her hair. So if I have the grease in her hair, if I have all the other stuff that I mentioned before in her hair, it doesn't turn white on me. It doesn't do any to interrupt the style. And so I've been pretty consistent with that gel. I haven't seen any breakouts. I haven't seen any shedding or any hair loss. And so I'm just going to continue to use that as one of my favorite gels to use. Next is the edge control. You guys know I have my own edge control. We are back in stock and I use that pretty consistently, not only on my hair, but definitely the kids' hair. And it's going to sleep their edges for at least a day and a half, 2, 3 days sometimes, depending on if we put a scarf on or use a scarf consistently. And so I use the edge control. It works really well with the Neat Braids gel. So nothing is conflicting. Nothing is making the other thing turn white or anything like that. So I love all the products that I've curated over the years and brought together because they all work together without causing any type of friction or white flakes or flaking or anything like that. So they're in their style for sometimes 2 weeks to a month and there's no flaking, nothing. So this is the edge control, guys. It is in a new jar. It is new. It is better than the one we had before. And so I'm really proud of this one. We are back in stock. So you guys can check that out on duchessbraids.com. And so I'm going to use this to lay her edges. And the style is pretty much done. I didn't really explain too much of the style because you guys already know. If you watch my channel or you know how to braid or watch braiding videos, you already know how this goes. And pretty much if you can look and learn, you'll be able to see how I was able to accomplish this style. She was pretty decent during this style. She wasn't really kicking up a fuss. She really enjoyed being outside. And sometimes at this age, you never know what you're going to get. You might get entire style of them just acting crazy, or you might get super calm, neat, well fed, good behavior. But I'm really happy. She loves her style. Look how cute it turned out. I'll go ahead and link everything. It should have already showed up in the video, the stuff that I'm using, but if not, I'll definitely have them linked in the description for you guys, and you can check them out. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for the love and support that you guys have given me and continue to give me over the years. And I hope I'm able to deliver each and every time for you guys. So thank you, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.